Oh my god, that brother on the move. Damn! Officer did not get him. Alright, we'll do courtroom escapes chat. This is the last one.
Who was just convicted of drug possession at the Benton County Justice Center in Washington State. Hyde was led down the holding cell with other convicts before being taken to prison.
Let me see
Hyde had other ideas.
Whoa, that was fucking slick. Alright, let me take it off 1.5 just because it's going to be too fast. You know, sadly, it is a 44-minute video.
Officer turned his back to him. Hyde slipped out and snuck back into the courtroom. He then removed his prison shirt and used it to hide the handcuffs. Hyde then made it down the hallway, ditching his noticeable prison shoes in the process.
Smart. This guy thought it through. This guy thought about it.
Through the lobby and making a run for it out onto the streets.
I wonder how far he got.
But Hyde's freedom didn't last long. He was recaptured 2 hours after his escape. The 24-year-old was later convicted of second-degree escape and sentenced to 2 years and 2 months in prison. While Gerald Hyde had a nifty attempt to escape justice, what happens when a convict is so fast, even the camera can't keep up? Like in the case of Rayton Woodford, who's in Jefferson County Circuit Court for violating his probation. According to reports, the 29-year-old was previously sentenced to probation for drugs and weapon-related charges.
Okay.
Now, in court, Woodford's girlfriend sat just a few feet away, showing support. During the hearing, a detective took the stand.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be truthful?
That evening, he was charged with a handgun and narcotics.
And if you know, was Mr. Woodford at the time a convicted felon?
Yes, he was.
The courtroom camera remained locked on the witness stand as Judge Barry Willett announced
Felons
his
can't
decision.
have guns, chat.
Probation revoked in its entirety. Mr. Woodford, I'm going to send you to serve 5 years. Good luck to you. No, ma'am.
Wow.
Moments later.
See, that's what's crazy to me. Like, the fact you can't hug your loved one, like, before they go to jail is kind of fucking ridiculous to me. Like, at least let them fucking hug each other.
The unthinkable happened.
Oh.
There was a flash across the camera as Woodford attempted to make a break for it. His girlfriend could be heard pleading him to stop.
Because he's going to get more prison.
The record will reflect that Mr. Woodford made an unsuccessful effort to escape.
Woodford's escape was unsuccessful. He was brought back into the courtroom by deputies and arrested.
How much more would they give him? I mean, America's dickheads. Chat, I don't know what country, right? But there's a country where, like, you're technically allowed to try to escape prison because human nature is wanting freedom, right? So, you can try to escape prison as many times as you want. You'll get brought back and you'll still serve the same sentence. Like, it's just, that makes prison fun to me.
As Woodford was being ushered away, his girlfriend claimed she was pushed and her hair was pulled by a deputy during the scuffle. Judge Willett allowed her to address the court.
I didn't do anything wrong, and he didn't have to put his hands on me, period.
Okay, I've heard you.
But when she started throwing accusations at the judge himself, he lost his patience.
But you condoning that, right?
I'm not condoning any... No, wait a minute. Come back up here right now.
Oh.
Don't you tell me I'm condoning anything. I just told you what I observed. You made an effort to stop him from leaving. I appreciate that. But in the thick of it, when your boy...
Shout out KSI! Shout out KSI!
An effort to stop him from leaving. I appreciate that. But in the thick of it...
Yup. This guy listened to the KSI song. Oh, he listened to the KSI song.
When your boyfriend is fighting with deputies, people might get pushed out of the way.
Woodford's girlfriend faced no additional charges.
She tearfully leaves the courtroom moments later.
I mean, why the fuck would she ever...
Woodford faced an additional charge of second-degree escape on top of his 5-year sentence. While no one was injured during
why would she ever get charged?
Escape attempt, what happens when an officer takes a nosedive to catch a convict?
Yeah, oh my god, this officer, oh my god, he
like
ate
in the
all
case
those
of Nicholas
fucking
Garrison,
stairs.
who was just sentenced for drug possession in Greenfield, Ohio. The 34-year-old was being prepped to be taken to prison when suddenly...
Oh my god, he makes a break for it. He gets down the steps, and then...
Let's back up. 2 deputies were restraining Garrison to be taken to jail. However, as one of them turned away for a split second, Garrison bolted.
Oh my god. He did the fucking dash. Flew like Sonic.
He burst out of the courtroom and made for the stairs as the deputy took a
Down
giant
the
leap
steps,
to
ready?
catch him. But Garrison
Dude.
managed to slip away and escape.
He ate this and then.
He evaded police for a while before finally being captured at a motel 4 days later.
Damn. Our record right now is 4 days. We had 2 hours and now it's 4 days.
He was later handed a 6-year prison sentence for his efforts. As for the daring deputy, he suffered 4 broken ribs and a concussion, while Nicholas Garrison's actions resulted in a deputy's hospitalization. What happens when an escaped convict causes a serious car crash?
Damn.
Like in the case of Cyrus Matthews, who is facing misdemeanor charges in Wadsworth Municipal Court in Ohio. The 19-year-old was
Guys,
just
he does not
sentenced to
look like
60
me.
days in jail for a road
He
rage
does not
case.
fucking look like
I'm
me.
sorry for acting immature on the road. I understand that being on the road, you have
He
other
looks like
people's
me if I was
lives
fat.
And I should have thought about that. They're
Not
like
fat.
we can reverse this jail time.
Well,
A little fat.
you need to get out there, then hearing and consider furloughs. Okay, right now you're going to go there.
However, what Matthews did
Oh, this
next
guy just
left
fucking dipped?
everyone stunned.
You got to go
I'm not ready.
After learning his fate, Matthews straight up
'Cause
just
he-
walked out
chat,
of the
he
courtroom.
knows he's
The judge
gonna
threatened
get-
him with felony charges, but Matthews had other ideas.
In prison. He knows he's gonna be somebody
Have
big.
charge of escape, felony escape if he doesn't get back in this court.
Yup, and he's gone. And he's gone.
The defendant had a moment of hesitation as the court bailiff tried to reason with him.
Why, brother? Just go. Guys, this is where mistakes are made. If you ever plan on running away or doing something, you just have to balls deep dick it, and just, boom, you're gone. This guy, obviously he's a geezer, because why the fuck would you wait? If you're escaping, you gotta go. There's no hesitation. You already made the run for it. You're already getting charged. You might as well just continue. This lady right here, she's not running after you. Why the fuck you stepping back in? Alright, you're a dumbass. I would have been out those doors in my car, and I would have been halfway out the country by the time this lady walked out of the courtroom. Oh my god.
However, as Matthews' girlfriend followed him out, the two ran over to the parking lot, got into their car, and escaped.
Oh yeah, no. He saw his girl. He's like, oh, I need some more pussy tonight.
Police sprung into action and a high-speed chase ensued.
Okay, let's see this guy's driving skills, chat. I feel like me personally, I could definitely whip it.
He's not. He's running red lights. Apartment.
I mean, you have to run the red lights. You have to run the red lights. There's no questions. You have to run the red lights.
I think we're gonna have a code 2. We're gonna have a code 2.
Oh my god, yeah, no, he absolutely
Police
killed
finally
somebody.
caught up with the suspect. They found a horrific scene.
Wow.
The crash mangled
Wow.
2 vehicles, leaving parts scattered across Akron Road near I-76 and knocking down a gas station sign.
Wow.
An innocent mother, father, and their baby in an SUV suffered minor injuries.
Matthews had crashed his
Damn.
car into another SUV, which had a couple and a toddler inside.
Wow.
Thankfully, they were not seriously injured.
Everyone was okay. Damn, that's crazy. Looking at this, I would think like a body was caught.
Ma'am, are you okay? Okay. She's okay. All right, we got squads coming. Ashley, help them get out. Help them get out. He's up here.
As the gravity of his actions dawned on him, Matthews broke down.
Breathe in and out. 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 I'm gonna need multiple squads. I need help, sir. Okay.
Oh my god. There's the girl. Okay, we're glad the family's good. The family's good. I want to know what happened with Matthews and his girl. He was gonna get 3
Matthews
months?
was further charged with aggravated felonious assault and sentenced to 425 days in jail. While Cyrus Matthews' courtroom escape turned out to be a painful lesson, what happens when a wheelchair-bound convict runs for his freedom?
Wait a minute. Oh my god.
Like the case of Joel Delgado, who's being wheelchaired to court in Little Rock, Arkansas. Delgado, who was in jail facing burglary and firearms charges, had allegedly told police he wasn't feeling well and couldn't move his legs.
Fake illness or fake injury, that was most likely what happened.
Now, being wheeled into the courthouse,
Chat, we're learning
distracted the
tactics
officer
right now.
by saying he had lost his shoe.
What'd you say, OJ? Hey, you see a shoe back there? Where is it?
However, what happened next is every law enforcement officer's nightmare.
Yup, bang. Oh my god. Absolutely did the
As
dash.
the officer bent down to pick up his shoe, Delgado sprang up and made a run for it. The officer ran after Delgado, but he was nowhere to be found.
Oh my god. He just disappeared? Oh my god, what a play. What a play!
Call police for me. Hey, call police.
Oh my god, what a play.
Where you go?
Damn.
Already without a radio, the officer had a hard time calling for backup.
Hey, look. The wheelchair dude got up and ran. Yeah. I couldn't catch his ass. And my radio was in the mother. I had my camera on though. He jumped the rail. It's on my camera, bro.
No, he got bamboozled, Chad. He
While
got
authorities saw the
bamboozled.
lighter side of things, Delgado was gone for a good few hours. He was later caught from the other side of town, charged with felony escape, and
Damn,
was
other
once
side
again
of
put in a
town.
wheelchair.
The
He got
41-year-old
far.
is being
He got
wheeled
far.
into an ambulance, claiming to be injured and unable to walk.
While Joel Delgado successfully managed to deceive an officer, what happens when a judge has to chase after the suspect?
Ooh.
Like in the case of Tanner Jacobson and Cody Howard, who were in the Lewis County Courthouse for driving on suspended licenses. As Judge R.W. Buzzard was about to address...
Guys, look, if you're gonna spend a month, you might as well just bang out the month, right? Even 3 months. Fuck it. Even like a year. Nah. A year I might be running. I'm gonna be very honest. A year I might be fucking running. Anyway, like 6 months would be like the max. You give me 7, I might have to try to book it.
Address them, something unexpected happened.
They did the dash.
Handcuffed and dressed in prison uniform, the two defendants made a run for it.
I mean,
Without
I
second
rate
thought,
it.
Judge Buzzard sprang into action.
I mean, this guy's an absolute geezer. You're in a military uniform and you're not gonna run after them? Wow.
Outside the courtroom, the prison shoes got the better of Howard.
Ooh! Chat, so we know we have to
The judge
ditch the
followed the two
shoes.
suspects down the flight of stairs and caught up with Howard just as he was about to escape.
Oh my god. Homie in the green stripes knows exactly what he's doing. Oh my god, yeah. He got
Jacobson
one.
fled on foot for a few blocks before coming back to his senses and surrendering.
I only get like 4 blocks and then I stop. Like I just stopped on my own. I'm like, what am I doing right now?
The reason behind their actions? Your guess is as good as theirs.
It was just a split second like decision.
I mean, you're serving 30 days, brother. I don't know why you're running. You might as well bang it out.
To get out. I tried to escape to get well, and I tried to do what I could, do what I could do to get my drug addiction.
Initially facing only a 30-day jail sentence, the two ultimately ended up with significantly larger prison terms. While Tanner Jacobson and Cody Howard's
36
moment
months,
of
that's
insanity
what?
earned them more jail time.
That's 3
What happens
years,
when a deputy
damn.
with an iron grip prevents an escape?
Oh, this
Like in
man
the case
got,
of Derek
this
Wright,
guy got
who was facing
packed.
speeding charges in a Louisville, Kentucky courtroom. The mood in the court was pretty chill that day.
Yeah. Like a fry then, and then kind of crumble it, and then you push it in.
Bacon makes everything better.
True that.
But as the judge was looking at his paperwork, Wright attempted to walk away.
Whoa, where are you going?
Where you going? No,
No.
actually. So I can't go to the restaurant. So can I make a copy of my mom?
It was discovered that in addition to his speeding charge, Wright had an outstanding warrant for domestic violence.
Oh, shit.
You can do it.
But Wright believed there was some kind of mistake.
The case got dismissed. We're verifying. I went to court for that Tuesday. The case dismissed.
Sir, I need you to calm down.
We always verify.
Why they... Okay, see, this is also one thing I don't understand. Why do judges tell them to, like, calm down? Like, brother's calm. He's literally just trying to tell you exactly what happened, you know? He's like, oh, I went to court, case got dismissed. Calm down! Calm down! Don't get aggressive with me, sir! Calm down! Like, nah, man. Like, shut the fuck up. I don't get that shit.
It's dismissed. You're good. If not, I'm going to take care of the case. I need to call my mom if I'm going to get arrested because this is something new to me because this is the only thing that I was supposed to go to court for.
Eventually, it turned out the warrant was indeed active.
It's
Damn.
unserved, so it's still good.
Okay.
Okay. Sir, you need to calm down, okay? They're gonna go ahead, they're gonna execute this. They'll let you take some time to call your mom.
But Wright had other ideas. As he was taken to
this
jail,
man's
Wright
absolutely
attempted to
holding
flee,
him.
but a deputy with a strong grip managed to bring him down.
They got him.
2 more
I mean-
deputies ultimately subdued the situation.
He could have tried it. I mean, I rate the escape, chat. I rate the escape. In all honesty, but, like, I mean, if you're not going to get far, like, don't do it. Now you're going to get, like, another 2
But it was
years.
not under control.
Taser, taser, taser.
Wright kept struggling until a deputy pulled out his taser.
The taser always makes them act right, chat.
Alright, we won't get you up. You're gonna walk back there real nice, okay?
Wright was removed from court, and he was not a happy man.
Brother, you tried to run away. You tried to run away. You started fighting. They gave you the taser, and now you're complaining and acting like the victim.
Wright's antics slapped him with additional charges of third-degree assault, resisting arrest, criminal mischief, and disorderly conduct.
Okay, see, this is also one thing I don't like. Let's say you're running away, right? Let's say you're running away. How come you're getting like how did you get assault? Like, I didn't see the guy swing on an officer. I'm sorry. How can you get assault, resisting arrest, criminal mischief, and disorderly conduct? Like, what the fuck? It literally should just be resisting arrest, because this could be brought into this. This could be brought into this and this. Like, you just get slapped with extra shit for no reason.
While Derek Wright received 50,000 volts of electricity for his actions, what happens when a crazy attempt to escape goes wrong?
What happened?
Like in the case of Mario and Jose Guzman, who were at a pretrial hearing in Jefferson Circuit Court in Louisville, Kentucky. The brothers were facing serious charges of drug possession and trafficking. Now in court, the prosecution attempted to increase Mario's bond from $500 to $15,000 after he faced new charges of burglary.
In your order, it specifically says no further violations of the law. He picked up new charges. He violated the law.
But the defense argued the new recommended bond was too high, as the burglary charges were invalid.
They don't have the victim because he left town because he's a drug dealer. I mean, we might as well say 100,000 full cash, Judge. It's an amount that Mr. Guzman can't post. That's not the purpose of bond. The purpose of bond is to make sure that someone comes to court.
However, the judge agreed with the prosecutor and raised Mario's bond to $5,000.
Damn.
I agree. New charges obviously have been picked up. Current bond is not appropriate. It will be $5,000 full cash.
Mario then stood up to be taken into custody. But he had no intention of going to prison.
Oh, he did the dash over the steps. He gets stopped. I mean, look, I'm gonna be completely honest, chat. If you don't make it out of the courtroom, you just wasted your time.
The gallery benches and headed towards the door before deputies wrestled him to the ground. As one of them pulled out a taser, the courtroom erupted.
He's okay. He's okay.
Jose Guzman tried to calm his brother down.
Sorry, man. Shut up!
Mario's wife became so distraught that she had to be handcuffed.
Damn!
Finally, deputies managed to remove Mario from the courtroom.
I mean, chat, like, I don't hate on anyone trying to escape because obviously they want their freedom.
He faced additional charges of attempted assault and criminal mischief. His bond was increased to $7,500. While Mario Guzman got his wife arrested for his attempted escape, what happens when officers come face to face with a Satanist? Like in the case of Leonid Greiser, who's on trial for murder in Russia. As per reports, the 18-year-old teenager his sister at their apartment in Moscow.
Wait, what? Oh my god, a shocking, disturbing case uncovered. 20 Russian teenager confessed to murder of his 21-year-old sister. Wow. Wow. I mean, I think I've seen this clip though.
Claiming that Satan had ordered him to do it. Greiser was found with his sister's body covered with demonic symbols, painted with blood. During questioning, Greiser was seen smiling and free of remorse.
Wow. Why did you kill your sister?
Greiser claimed he had to kill his sister to get rid of his self-doubt.
Chat, I have two sisters. This is sad, man.
Police also found drugs at his apartment, which may have been a factor, but Greiser said he was aware of what he was doing.
This guy might have been off like 4 grams of like bath salts.
In court, Greiser was put behind a glass cage to prevent him from escaping, but the defendant had other ideas.
Yeah, no, I've seen this clip. He's skinny enough to fit, you know?
When his first attempt to escape was thwarted, Greiser took the high road.
I mean, if I was the officer, I would have just opened up the cage and just got in there,
He
just
somehow managed to
dragged them.
squeeze through the roof of the cage and tried to escape through the false ceiling of
He's
the courtroom.
skinny, man. He's getting quite far.
Stunned officers desperately tried to get to the escaping prisoner.
Oh, they're beating him. I mean, he's quite deep in there.
His pants down, but struggled to hold Greiser. Finally, more officers arrived and threatened to tase the suspect.
I mean, what do you mean threat? I would have just started tasing him right here. Oh my god, she's gonna tase his nuts.
Eventually, Greiser gave up, crawled back into his glass cell, and was asked to pull his pants back up.
She gave him a little love tap. She did give him a little love tap. I know y'all saw it. Look at this fucking geezer, man. Oh my god. Absolute Muppet. Absolute Muppet.
When the dust settled, Greiser was handcuffed to prevent any further shenanigans. Ultimately, a judge sentenced Greiser to compulsory psychiatric medical treatment every 6 months. While Leonid Greiser's antics may bring some changes to the cage's design, what happens when a drug-fueled convict attempts...
Wait a minute. So he only got 6 months? What do you mean he only got like 6 months? 6 months for murdering his sister and he's a Satanist? Are we fucking serious? They might have played the delusion card. No, like insanity?
To escape.
6 months though?
Like in the case of 35-year-old Daniel Nicholson, who's facing weapons charges in Adelaide, Australia.
Ooh.
Already out on bail, Nicholson was today in court to learn whether his pretrial release was to continue. To his shock, the judge decided to revoke bail.
I revoke bail. I revoke bail. No, you can stop.
Nicholson protested in disbelief, but the judge refused to listen.
What's going on, Pat?
Take a seat. Take a seat.
Miss, please, miss.
Please, miss. I'll show you what please, miss is.
This is when things got...
Listen, if, like, okay, look, I don't understand bond, like, fully, right? So, someone needs to explain it to me, but, like, if they take your money for necessarily your freedom to, like, go about, right? Obviously, you need to show up to court, right? You get a little time of freedom, right? Why are you revoking it, right? You gave him this time. Why are you revoking it?
Got crazy.
If I post for bond chat, I'm running away ASAP. But I also don't plan on going to prison.
Realizing he was about to go to prison, Nicholson launched himself over the glass dock, overpowered 2 officers, and landed on the bar table before being tackled to the floor. Amidst all that chaos, a woman made a plea on Nicholson's behalf.
Oh my god, I mean, he's fighting for his life, chat.
Eventually, officers were able to get things under control.
Grab the cops. Don't do anything silly.
The incident saw one officer suffer a broken foot, while another sustained a jaw injury. Nicholson faced additional charges of attempting to escape from custody.
Who got a broken foot?
And causing
Police?
harm to a prescribed emergency worker. He later pleaded guilty and was sentenced to 21 months in prison.
Damn.
While Daniel Nicholson's actions could be blamed on drug use, what happens when a convict takes advantage of the law?
Oh, he does the dash.
Like in the case of 28-year-old Eddie Villalobos, who's facing a murder trial in Hillsboro, Oregon. In 2021, Villalobos was charged with second-degree murder after he allegedly stabbed a man to death.
Wow.
Now in court, about to stand trial.
I mean, the fact that he's not in cuffs for stabbing someone is ridiculous.
His shackles were then removed because, under Oregon law, a defendant should not be restrained in front of the jury to avoid prejudice.
Oh, so he was chained up. Okay. I mean, chat, me personally, I'm posting for bond. As soon as I'm posted for bond, I'm on a cargo ship to, like,
However, Villalobos
some
was not
next
the one to
country.
play by the rules. Just seconds after his hand and leg restraints were removed, Villalobos hopped over a chair and bolted towards the door. He raced through the hallway as deputies desperately pursued him.
Okay, he does the dash.
Villalobos made it down the stairs and exited through the lobby, closing the door behind him.
Oh my god. Elite level play. Oh no, officer saw him.
Before finally escaping the building.
Okay. So he's outside. What do you do? Once you're outside, what do you necessarily do? Run for like a car? Try to hijack a car or something?
A 2-hour manhunt ensued before authorities got a call that a person was trying to break into an apartment next door. When police arrived, they found Villalobos hiding under a blanket inside a closet.
Wow.
He was arrested and charged for first-degree burglary and second-degree escape.
This is the moment Villalobos was taken into custody after a 2-hour search. The Washington County Sheriff's Office says he was hiding in a hallway and he was arrested without incident.
A few months later, Villalobos was convicted of the murder charge and sentenced to life in prison, with the possibility of parole after 25 years.
Damn.
While Villalobos was recaptured quickly by an efficient police force, what happens when lawyers have to bring a convict down?
I said, hey, stop, man, don't do this. But he didn't even give me a chance, really. And
like in the case of Israel Pointer, who was at the Oklahoma County...
See, look, I'm gonna be completely honest. Good Samaritans, like, y'all piss me off, low-key. Obviously, you're doing the right thing. I'm not hating, right? I'm obviously not hating. Y'all are doing the right thing, right? But stay out of it. Homie wants to run, let him fucking run. You know? It's the police job to catch him. It's not your job to catch him, right? Maybe if the lawyers never caught him, you know, he would have escaped, right? Obviously, I'm not vouching for anyone. Like, I don't know what this guy did, right? But, I mean, they got him.
Courthouse for a bond hearing. Facing robbery and firearms charges, the 19-year-old just learned his bond was revoked. Realizing he was about to go to jail, Pointer made a break for it. Bursting through the courtroom door, Pointer escaped the clutches of one deputy while narrowly missing another. Pointer then ran into 2 more deputies who managed to catch him, but he proved to be too slippery for them. Once again, Pointer managed to break free.
Chat, I would have been swinging. As bad as it is, I would have been swinging.
Pointer then encountered a group of attorneys. Instead of getting out of the way, Oklahoma County District Attorney David Prater grabbed Pointer and refused to let go. Other attorneys stepped in and overpowered the defendant.
Yeah.
DA Prater was no stranger to catching fleeing defendants. Turns out this was his 4th time.
Damn!
You know, working in this courthouse is a lot like being in the Wild West again. You just never know what's going to happen. Just stepped in.
Pointer was finally taken into custody and additionally charged with resisting arrest. While a vigilant lawyer stood between a defendant and his freedom, what happens when a convict shows Olympic-level athleticism to escape? Like in the case of Gregory Wright, who's facing trial for armed robbery in Detroit, Michigan.
Ooh.
Back in 1995, 22-year-old Wright reportedly robbed a man at gunpoint and stole his vehicle.
Damn!
While fleeing from police, Wright slammed into a police cruiser and opened fire.
Damn!
Hitting an officer in the arm. A day later, Wright was arrested and charged with robbery and firearms-related offenses. While being taken to court, Wright showed zero remorse for his actions.
All I got to say is I have no remorse for shooting that police officer. He got what he deserved. If I had the opportunity to kill him, I'd kill him.
At his pretrial hearing, the judge set Wright's bond at a staggering $50,000. Knowing for certain he was going to jail, Wright made a break for it.
Ooh, he hops. He hops it. It's like, but it's like a 12v1.
Which led to his imprisonment. Wright decided to take the opposite route. After escaping the clutches of an officer, Wright made an impressive leap to clear the barricade.
Yeah,
but
that was a nice
unfortunately,
jump.
he fell straight into the arms of officers. It finally took 7 officers to subdue the defendant.
Yeah, 1v7, I mean, you're not winning that, brother. You're not winning that. Our record is still 4 days. Like, I mean, has no one else escaped and been, like...
Wright's bond was eventually removed, and he was ordered to remain in prison. As for his trial, Wright was ultimately convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment. While
Me
Gregory
personally,
Wright
chat, the
displayed
moment I
athleticism
post
in
for
court,
bond, I'm
what
gone.
happens when an escape attempt is straight out of the movies? For that, we go to the Franklin County Courthouse in Columbus, Ohio, where a group of female defendants were on their way to jail after getting arraigned. Among them was 39-year-old Mobley, who was indicted for aggravated theft, and 40-year-old Morrissey, who was charged with drunk driving.
Oh, we
However,
got girls,
the 2 bold
chat.
women had no plans to go to prison. Shackled to each other at the wrist, Mobley and Morrissey first stepped back at the back of the line. Then, in a desperate attempt to escape, the 2 women slipped under the prison bus.
Ooh, smart. Smart.
Shockingly, the court officers, not noticing that they were 2 inmates short, kept loading the bus with more prisoners.
Damn.
Oblivious that 2 prisoners were under the bus instead of inside of it, the bus pulled out onto the streets.
The worst is getting the cuffs off once you're trapped.
Later, it stopped at a red light when somehow managing to unshackle herself, Morrissey was seen running away from the scene.
Ooh. But then you gotta ditch the clothes.
However, a local private detective who just happened to pass by noticed Morrissey and chased after her.
Oh, unlucky.
She was eventually captured and handed over to police.
Within seconds of her escape, Meyer walks the defeated captive back to the courthouse.
What about the other one?
But nobody at the sheriff's office seems to notice. They're missing prisoners.
As for Mobley, she was found hiding in the bushes at the side of the freeway. The escape attempt had left her with a broken back, and she was sent to the hospital. After the dust settled, both women were charged with felony escape.
How did they break their back?
While Tracy Mobley and Mary Morrissey risked their lives for freedom, what happens when a defendant casually walks out of court? Like in the case of Joey Watts, who's on trial at the Grant County Courthouse in Arkansas for threatening to kill a woman. Facing charges of aggravated assault and felony possession of a firearm, Watts is seen sitting beside his attorney while the jury went inside to deliberate his case. The prosecutor was chatting with some women while the court clerk seemed busy on her phone. However, with no court officers in sight, Watts got up and casually strolled out of the courtroom.
You got man risen, you got Shorty on her phone, like texting. This guy's just gone.
Once out the door,
the other guy's still
went down the
clueless.
stairs.
Okay, you're down the steps. You have to start sprinting. Yo, this guy's walking so casually. You gotta start
Watts then
sprinting.
said something to his family member sitting in the hallway before quickening up his pace and exiting through the main door.
Stay there. It was either stay there or let's go.
As soon as he stepped out, Watts took off.
I would have asked for keys ASAP. You don't give me the keys, I'm gone.
Taking no chances, Watts began to run for his freedom.
He's seen walking down the street and he's gone. All the while, the jury was still in court.
While Watts was busy escaping, back inside the court, the jury found him guilty of all charges. Watts' freedom was short-lived, as he was arrested the next day. Chief Deputy Pete Roberts said Watts was out on bond, which allowed him to walk around the courtroom freely.
That he was not in custody, he wasn't, an inmate or anything, and that allowed him the freedom to move around throughout the courthouse.
One day.
He also said a court officer was not present that day due to a staff shortage.
The circuit court's in the process of hiring a new bailiff to prevent that, but they haven't got that done yet.
Eventually, it turned out that two other people had helped Watts escape, including his brother, who was sitting behind him in the courtroom. As soon as Watts exited the court, his brother signaled the other guy, and the two got up and left. Ultimately, Watts was sentenced to 36 years in prison, 10 years for the attack, and 26 years for gun possession.
Damn.
While Joey Watts' escape seemed pretty chill and casual, what happens when an entire family is involved in a breakout? Like in the case of Dwayne Cheney, who's on a murder trial in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. According to reports, 25-year-old Cheney was accused of shooting and killing Michael Prescott in 2015 after the two got into an altercation over a girl. At his trial, Cheney was allowed to walk.
Like, killing someone over a girl, man, like, are we serious? We cannot, like, they're not worth it, chat. They're not worth it. I don't care if it's Megan Fox, Ice Spice, Kylie, maybe Kylie, Kim, and also maybe Kim, but in general, like, they're not worth it, man. No one's worth it, right? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The only person I might blick someone over is if, like, you harm my mother. Right? You harm my mother, you harm anyone from my family. That's the only thing I can kind of, like, in my mind justify. But, like, in general, it's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. You're telling me over some girl who's probably gonna dump you in, like, 6 months anyway, you're gonna blick someone over? Like, nah, man.
Walk freely inside the building as he had a GPS tracker attached to his ankle. During a break, CCTV cameras showed Cheney with his girlfriend, Zuri London. After a conversation, the two seemed to go their separate ways.
Straight attitude.
Next, Cheney was seen having a deep discussion with his father, Frank Kiles. The two then exited the hallway. Minutes later, London reappeared. She seemed to be talking to someone on her cell phone. Suddenly,
does dash?
London ran because Cheney had already left the building with his father in an attempt to escape. As the father-son duo casually strolled the streets, London joined them. Then a white van pulled up and all three got inside.
I mean, you do got an ankle monitor on. So unless you're chopping it off in the car and throwing it, I mean, you're stuck, no?
The driver of the vehicle was later identified to be Cheney's mother, Florigenia. Once inside, Cheney removed his GPS tracker, threw it out of the car, and sped away to his freedom.
Yep.
Or so he thought.
Sounds
Back
smart.
in court, Cheney's trial continued without him, and eventually he was convicted of murder. 4 days later, U.S. Marshals caught Cheney hiding in a trash can not far from the courthouse. He was slapped with an additional charge of bail jumping.
See, chat, I'm sorry. For 4 days, if you give me 4 days of freedom, I promise you, I'm somehow getting a boat to some next country. Right? You give me 4 days, you're not going to see me again.
Cheney was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole for killing Michael Prescott.
So 4 days is
As
still
for
like
his
the
escape
record.
Crew, they were all charged with felony bail jumping as parties to the crime and obstructing an officer. While Dwayne Cheney had an eventful escape attempt, what happens when a loyal friend helps a convict? This is 21-year-old Callum Finter, who was at the Bradford Youth Court in the UK to support his friend, who is currently facing sentencing. His 17-year-old friend was just handed a 21-week jail term for stealing a cell phone, but Finter had other ideas. As Finter stood outside the courtroom, notice how he pressed a button that flung open an automatic door and allowed his friend to escape. Not only did he facilitate the escape, but Finter also cheered his friend on as he ran. Before anyone realized what was happening, the teenager exited the hallway and took off through the security checkpoint.
He's gone.
As 4 officers ran after his friend, Finter followed close behind.
Yo, not gonna lie, police officers are so slow. Like, I see so many fat police officers. I'm sorry, if you're an officer of the law, you should not be overweight. Like, there should actually be a weight limit. I'm sorry. You can hate me, you can say whatever, right? But there should actually be a weight limit. There should be no reason that, you know, we got obese police officers or, like, obese firefighters. Like, these are people who, like, are here to help the community. And let's say, you know, you're a police officer, you're overweight, and you have to run after a suspect. Like, obviously you're not going to run after. You know? Like, this is ridiculous.
The phone bandit sprinted out of the courtroom, and eventually, the officers lost him and gave up the chase.
See, like, look, let me show you. Like, brother over here, right? You shouldn't be this fat if you're a police officer. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You should be fit. 1, 2. Damn,
Finter
all of
showed
them!
up from behind and casually walked past the
Oh,
officers
God.
who were unaware of what he had just done. However, the escape was short-lived, as officers caught the teenage thief 2 days later.
Damn,
he was
2
given
days.
6 months extra jail time for the escape. As for Finter, he pleaded guilty to aiding and abetting his friend's escape and was sentenced to 3 months in prison. While Callum Finter went to jail to help his friend escape, what happens when a convict jumps off from the 2nd floor? For that, we go to Meigs County Courthouse
No
in
way.
Decatur, Tennessee,
No
where
way.
33-year-old Rashad Hawkins was just sentenced for failing to pay child support.
Like, how can you sentence a man to jail for failing to pay child support, man?
But the convict was not ready to go to jail.
Just force him to pay child support. Like, don't send him to jail. Oh, I know that low-key hurt,
Before he
chat.
could be taken into custody, Hawkins dipped out of the 2nd floor courtroom and jumped over the balcony. He took a sheer 10-foot drop into the reception below before getting up as if nothing happened and
Damn.
running towards the exit.
Adrenaline.
Moments later, court employees and officers littered the hallway, trying to figure out what just happened.
Listen, fail to pay child support, okay, I get it, but you should not be sentenced to jail for it. You should just be, like, charged to pay child support, and then you have your court fees and all this other stuff, or like wasting court time or whatever. You should not be going to jail for failing to pay child support. You know what I mean?
What happened was that Hawkins went on the run, which would last almost 3 weeks. He was finally caught.
New record, 3 weeks. See, that's what I'm talking about. But look, 3 weeks and you're still in the country, man? 3 weeks and you're still in the country. Like, nah. I would have been gone. I would have been gone. Interpol would have had to find me.
Harrodsburg, Kentucky, after neighbors reported an unknown man trespassing their property. Hawkins once again ran and fought with police to avoid capture, but was eventually arrested and charged with criminal trespassing, resisting arrest, and third-degree assault of an officer. He's currently being held without bond. While Rashad Hawkins took the leap of faith to escape, what happens when a defendant takes an officer with him?
Just before 2 o'clock, Roan ran from a 2nd floor courtroom, charged a waiting deputy at the exit, knocked him down, and got away.
Like in the case of Corey Roan, who was facing charges of possession of a firearm and resisting arrest in Muskogee, Oklahoma. The 39-year-old had a history of criminal activity and was just ordered by a judge to be taken into custody. But Roan had other ideas.
This deputy have this guy arrested right now. Gotta run.
With no security in sight, Roan decided to take matters into his own hands and walked out
Yo,
of the
lots of
courtroom.
these people just dip. Like, lots of these people actively just dipped. I mean, alright.
Court employees went right after him. Roan took the stairs to the 1st floor. Still, there was no security in sight.
Damn.
As he made it towards the exit, one deputy attempted to stop Big Roan, but he was no match.
Oh, he's about to get bodied, huh?
The brave deputy grabbed onto Roan's shirt, but the 6'3", 200-and-something-pound defendant took the old man with him as he broke through a metal detector, got into his car, and escaped.
Damn.
A manhunt was launched, but a few days later, Roan turned himself over to the police. Roan was additionally hit with charges of escape and assault.
See, like, this is what I'm talking
battery.
about. If you successfully run, you should be out of the country in a matter of, like... Listen, max 2 days you're in the country. Max. Other than that, it should be, like, day one, you go grab all your things, all the cash you can get, find a cargo ship, you hop on, and then you're gone, right? That's all in day one, in all honesty.
Is still ongoing. As for the deputy, he suffered head injuries which required hospitalization. Thankfully, he made a full recovery.
Now, Sheriff Simmons tells me that the deputy you saw in the video, though, there was injured and suffered a leg.
While Corey Roan proved to be too strong for authorities, what happens when a defendant is too fast to catch? Like in the case of Cody Kuhn, who's on his way to the county jail complex in Boulder, Colorado. The 30-year-old had several active warrants against his name for charges, including resisting arrest, second-degree assault on a peace officer, and retaliation against a witness. Unaware of the warrants, Kuhn showed up in court to resolve the cases against him.
So he came back?
At first, Kuhn cooperated with the officers. But suddenly, he smelled danger.
Oh, he's gone.
Realizing he was about to be arrested, Kuhn fled. Several officers chased after him.
Damn, he's fast.
But the fleet-footed defendant escaped through the parking lot and disappeared into the woods.
Okay.
A manhunt was launched to catch the fugitive. A month later, Kuhn was arrested from Weld County.
Damn, new record, 1 month.
He faced no additional charges for the escape. Kuhn eventually pleaded guilty to attempted criminal exploitation of an at-risk person, criminal mischief, and harassment.
Okay, first off, how did this guy not get any additional charges and he's gone for 1 month? But the other guy who didn't even make it out of the courtroom got like another 2 years. Oh my god. Yo, America needs to actually fix their court system, man.
Ultimately, Cody Kuhn was sentenced to 4 years probation.
Damn. I mean, me personally, if you give me anywhere to like, chat, you give me anywhere of 2 days and I'm out of the country ASAP. ASAP, I'm out of the country. Right? Like, there's no way. There's no way.